You want to face the audience and speak clearly when you're presenting. Face the audience and speak clearly when you're presenting. Because if you present confidently, people are going to believe, oh, we're on? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today our quick mini lesson is going to be on multiplying fractions. So pencils down. We're not looking at any papers or anything else. And we're going to look at a quick lesson on multiplying fractions. Now all these lessons are review to hopefully stick in your mind so that the three of you that are moving on to 6th grade will have that information in your brain and it will help you. Not my call. All right, so let's take 7/8. Now first let's look at one other thing before we do fraction and fraction. If I said 1/2 of 10. 1/2 of 10. Kinley, what's 1/2 of 10? 5. And I've told you in the past that the word of means the same thing as multiplication. Well, let's prove it. Because when you multiply straight across. But I have to have a numerator and denominator. So Kinley, how do I make 10 into a fraction that equals 10? 10 over 1. Excellent. Kinley likes to whisper when I call on her. 10 over 1. And now, when we multiply fractions, you know, it's straight across. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So, JJ, 1 times 10 is?
10.
2 times 1 is?
2.
Well, wait a minute. Mr. McMurdo, you just told us those things were the exact same thing. Jason, why aren't they the exact same thing? Excellent. This is an improper fraction. Good job, Jason. We can't leave it as an improper fraction. So, Jason, how do we fix an improper fraction? Awesome. We divide. We divide the denominator into the numerator because this fraction basically says 10 divided by 2. How many times, Jason, does 2 go into 10? 5 times. Jason, is there any remainder?
No.
If there is not a remainder, then your answer is just the whole number. So 1/2 times 10 over 1 equals 5. 1/2 of 10 equals 5. Let's look at a fraction and a fraction.
What?
Let's take 7/8 times 5. 6. 7/8 times 5, 6. Chloe, what would my answer for 7/8 times 8 6 or 7/8 times 5 6 be? Multiply straight across. So what's my numerator? 35. My denominator? Here.
I got skills.
48. Good. I was letting her look at my shirt because it has a multiplication chart on it. All right. Kane, can we simplify 35 48ths? Yes. By what? Let's check, Kane. We need to find the greatest common factor. So, Kane, I know 1 and 35 multiply together to equal 35. What else? What did we do here to get 35? 7 and 5. Anything else, Kane? Great. No. Now we have to do 48. This is where our divisibility rules really help us, even though Most of you don't refer to your divisibility rules because you think, I don't have to do what you say, Mr. McMurdo, because I'm way smart.
No.
All right, so Natalie, what are my factor pairs for 48?
48 and 1.
Okay, what else?
Shush. 8 and 6.
8 and 6. What else?
12 and 4.
12 and 4. What else?
Oh, 24 times 2.
24 times 2. What else? Let me ask you this. What is the sum of the digits in 48? 12. Is 12 a multiple of 3?
Yeah.
Yes. So that means 3 is going to be a factor of 48. So 3 times what? How many times is 3 going to 4? 1. And then you subtract, you get 1. How many times is 3 going to 18? 6. So 3 times 16.
Yeah.
This is 5 a factor of 48? No. We already have 6. Is 7 a factor of 48? No. So what's the greatest common factor, Ian? See, I called Ian. Okay. See, I called other people, and every time I called somebody else, Ian was answering the question, even though he's not supposed to. Evidently, Ian doesn't know his name. So right now, I called on Ian. I said, what is the greatest common factor? And his response was, huh? Like he only listens before I don't call on him.
Yeah, Ian's a weirdo.
All right.
Wow.
So what is the greatest common factor? 1. If 1 is the greatest common factor, you cannot, and I mean cannot, simplify this fraction. The only thing they have in common is 1. That fraction is simplified. Boom, shakalaka, peace out. God bless, love you. Do something kind today. Subscribe.